In our last lesson, we got to know about division. It's a math function that helps you split up a number into equal groups. Many numbers are divisible and can be split nicely, but some are not so lucky and can be left with a remainder. Those are the basics of division. But are you ready for the real deal? Okay, before we get into all that, we need to know the format of division. With a simple division problem that you can use the multiplication table to help you with, we can use the familiar division symbol. Some simple division problems would be 12 divided by 4 equals 3, or 40 divided by 8 equals 5. But that's not why you're here, right? You're here because you want to conquer tough, difficult division. And for that, we need to set up our division problems differently. No. We're not going to use the columnar format for this one. This is what I'm talking about. There are 3 positions surrounding this symbol. Each position is reserved for a certain number. Let's take this division as an example. 926 divided by 4. This is not a simple division problem that can be searched up at the multiplication table to find the answer. So we need to use the special division symbol to solve it. The first position to the right of the curved line and under the horizontal line is where we put the dividend. Let's move 926 here. Next, we'll put the divisor, which is 4, in the position to the left of the curved line. Finally, our answer to this division problem, or quotient, will be placed on top of the horizontal line. Okay, we're done setting things up. 926 sure is a big number. How should we divide this? Here's an idea. Why don't we break this division into smaller steps and solve them one by one like how we did with multiplication? But before we jump straight into dividing, there's one thing you need to know. With multiplication, we start with multiplying with the smallest place value and work our way to the higher place values. With division, we need to go the other way. Dividing from the highest place value, then moving to the smaller place value. Now that we've figured out the flow of division, we can start by breaking 926 into 9, 2, and 6. Each digit will be our division step, and we can see that there are 3 steps. No wonder they call this long division, huh? Because it's going to take us multiple steps to get our final answer. Step 1, 9 divided by 4. You don't need the multiplication table to tell you that 9 is not divisible by 4. So, now what? Lucky for us, there's a way to solve this. When we stumble upon a non-divisible problem like this one, we need to answer this question. How many divisors it takes to reach or almost reach the dividend? In this division, how many 4s do we need to make a number that can almost reach 9? Alright, let's write down a short list on the side. 1 4, which is 4 times 1 equals 4, 2 4s, or 4 times 2 equals 8, or 3 4s, which is 4 times 3 equals 12. Let's try each one of these and discuss which one is most suitable for the answer. Assuming that 1 is the answer to 9 divided by 4, we can put 1 on top. 1 should be aligned with 9 because we're dividing with the digit 9. Then we need to multiply the chosen answer with the divisor. Next, we subtract 4 from 9 so that we can find out what the remainder is. We end up with 5 as the remainder. The remainder is bigger than our divisor, which means we could have more 4s to make a number closer to 9. It's alright, because we can learn a lesson from this. The remainder should be smaller than the divisor. Let's rewind and choose a different answer. How about 3? Nothing's going wrong this time, right? We'll put 3 on top, then multiply 4 by 3 to get 12. And we'll need to check if there's any remainder by subtracting 12 from 9. Oops, 12 is bigger than 9, and that's a no-no, because we can't subtract it. Sorry, 3, you gotta get out of here. We're left with 2 as our only option. Cross our fingers and hope this is the one. We know 4 times 2 equals 8, So let's put 8 under 9 and subtract them. 9 minus 8 equals 1. Hey, that looks better! We found a number that is close to 9 and have a remainder that's smaller than the divisor. Phew, I'm glad because that was kind of a rocky start. This is why you need to memorize the multiplication table, so you can quickly calculate how many divisors it takes to almost reach the dividend. But now that we've got the hang of it, the next steps will be much easier. Okay, it's time for step 2. You might think that we need to divide 2 by 4, but that's not the case. Since 2 is smaller than 4, and we have a remainder of 1 from the previous step, we need to combine it with 2. How should we do that? It's really simple. You need to bring down a copy of the second digit, which is 2, write it down next to 1, and now they become 12. It kind of looks like we have a remainder of 12, doesn't it? 12 is bigger than 4, so we can divide it. This one is easy, because as the multiplication table tells us, 12 is divisible by 4. We need exactly 3 4s to make a 12. Just like we've done in step 1, we put down 3 right above 2, multiply 4 by 3 to get 12, and put the result right under the dividend of step 2. 12 minus 12 equals 0. Just as we've expected, since 12 is divisible by 4. There should be no remainder. Alright, our third and final step is here. Let's bring down a copy of the third digit, which is 6, and put it next to 0. So it's still 6, and that means we're dividing 6 by 4. Well, 6 is definitely not divisible by 4, so there should be some remainder after this division. Now, how many 4s do we need to make a number that almost reaches 6? Is it 2 4s? Nope. 4 times 2 equals 8, and 8 is bigger than 6, which means 4 times any number bigger than 2 is not our answer either. We're left with 4 times 1 equals 4. 4 is smaller than 6, and it's quite close, so this will be our final choice. We need to put 1 on top and align it with 6. Then multiply it back by 4 to get 4, and subtract 4 from 6 to get 2. At the end of this step, we're left with a remainder of 2. All right, on to the next step. Oh, wait, I forgot that was the last step. That means we just have to solve our division problem. 926 divided by 4 equals 231 with a remainder of 2. Ooh, no wonder they call this long division. From this division, you would think that when dividing a multi-digit number, the amount of steps equals the number of digits that the dividend has. While that's true in the case of multiplication, that is not how division works. The amount of steps also depends on how big the divisor is. It sounds confusing, right? Here's a simple example to help you understand. We have 279 divided by 3. We can't take each digit and divide by 3 because 2 is smaller than 3. What we need to do is take both 2 and 7 to form 27, making a bigger number than 3. And that is step 1 of our division. 27 is a multiple of 3 because it takes 9 3s to build a 27. We can write down 9 above the line, and this time 9 has to align with 7. Why? Because we need to align the answer with the smaller place value of the dividend. In this step, our dividend is 27, and 7 is in the smaller place value. Do you remember the drill for the rest of this step? We multiply 3 by 9 to make 27 and write that under here. Then subtract 27 from 27 to get 0. Moving on to step 2, we're left with 9, so let's copy it down. And 3 3s make a 9. So we just need to put 3 above 9, then multiply it by 3 to get 9. Then 9 minus 9 equals 0. That means 279 divided by 3 equals 93 with no remainder. Although 279 has 3 digits, the divisor is bigger than the first digit of the dividend. So it's not a 3-step division like you'd expect. It's shorter, by 2 steps. Oh, boy, long division sure is long, isn't it? But hey, today we learned how to divide a multi-digit number by a 1-digit divisor. Remember to break the problem into smaller division steps, divide from the highest place value, multiply the quotient by the divisor, then take the dividend and subtract the answer to figure out if there's any remainder, and don't forget to bring the net digit down and do the same thing again. Remember to practice long division every day so you can get the hang of it. Okay, that's all for today, so stay tuned for our next video and find out how we divide multi-digit numbers with another multi-digit number.